I needed 24 hours, people. I needed at least a day to let that performance digest before I came on here and spoke about it. It's been a while, people. It has been a while. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. But let's talk about that EFL Cup final defeat, Carabao Cup defeat to Man City. Poor, embarrassing, not good enough, abject, all the verbs you can think of to describe that performance. They all fit. They all fit. Lack of character, lack of belief, lack of courage. You can pick so many words that negatively describe that performance, and a lot of them fit. I mean, we will talk about some good things from the game. There's not many, maybe one or two. But just disappointing. Just disappointing. If we look at it firstly from the overall perspective, Mikel Arteta has been at Arsenal for the best part of 6 years now, joined at the end of 2019, had that weird COVID year, wins the FA Cup in that first half season he had, and we've won nothing since. We've got very close. We've challenged for Premier League titles, Champions League semi-final, but it's come to nothing. It's not come to fruition. Even Europa League, Arteta's been in the Europa League, he's done nothing with that. Another cup we've done nothing in. Mikel Arteta's barely won one with his team. Many argue that was a Unai Emery Wenger team. Had a lot of those players in it. A lot of the players in that team aren't playing for us now. I'm pretty sure Saka might be the only one left from that team. So it's a very different team that we have today compared to the one we had in 2019. And when I look at that performance yesterday, does it sum up Arteta's reign at the club? In a way, yeah. Close, but not close enough. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. It's just pragmatic. It's safety first stuff. It's not risk averse. It's very risk averse. There's not a lot of risk to it. Even in the substitutions, which we'll talk about. But yeah, I just thought the overall performance wasn't good enough. Let's start with the first half. Decent. We were in the game. Didn't feel like either team sort of were dominating the other. I think both teams had their chances and were sort of threatening, but not anything too clear cut. But then Zubimendi slips in Havertz. And for me, Kai Havertz, when he was injured, which he's been injured for majority of the season, a lot of people have called for Havertz to be back in the side. Gyökeres isn't good enough. When Gabriel Jesus came back, he wasn't good enough. People saying start Marino up front. But what you see in this chance from Havertz is he just doesn't... There's not enough conviction in the chance. He's almost too laid back, a bit casual, which is Havertz's style. He gets compared to the likes of Berbatov, and that is sort of his style, a bit languid. His body language can not always be the most enthusiastic. Not Ozil-esque, but similar. Very sort of lanky and a bit... The game comes a little bit easy to him at times, but that's a huge chance, and he's got to finish it. He's got to finish it. Good goalkeeping from Trafford to close the angle down, but after that point, you're thinking, okay, we're the better team here. We've broken them down. We've got a clear-cut chance already. Where's the next one? And I don't think we had another clear-cut chance for the rest of the game. Not until at least we went 2-0 down, when you start to go for a bit more, which is the problem. So yeah, that first half wasn't great. The second half was even worse. We come out from the break and it's just defence. It reminded me a lot of that Liverpool home game when we drew 0-0. We were the better team in the first half. The second half comes and we're just defending. We're too happy to defend for me. That's our problem. When I look at this team, there's this urge to be in a defensive shape and just hold. We do it when we go 1-0 up. We do it coming out of the break against big teams when the scores are level. We don't go and grab games by the scruff of the neck, and I don't know why. I can't work out if it's the players or the manager. Sometimes... And I love Gabriel. Gabriel Magalhaes is a class act, one of our best players this season and over the last few seasons. But sometimes I wonder, does he actually have the ability on the ball to truly play against the top sides and progress the ball and beat the front press and create an attack? I'm not sure he does. I think Saliba does. I think Ben White does. I'm not sure Hincapié and Gabriel are quite that technically gifted, similar to Calafiori, who came on and had an impact. But I just look at it and I think, is it the players? Is Gabriel more comfortable sitting deep? I'm not so sure, but I know he can get caught on the break and he's not the quickest. A lot of strikers are quicker than him. Saliba doesn't have the same problem. Are the defence and the players on the pitch more comfortable being deeper? Or is the manager telling them? I don't know. Because the gaffer has come out and told us he does not tell them to play that way. He's unsure as to why we go into that sort of pragmatic shape, which is a concern in itself if they're not doing what you're telling them to do. That's the problem. So that needs to stop. We need to stop being comfortable in defensive scenarios. It's good that we can. You should always be able to defend a lead and hold on to things. You don't want to be a weak defensive side, but if that comes at the cost of your attack looking toothless, no ideas, no creativity, we'd win the ball back yesterday and we're hoofing it up the pitch to Gyökeres, and people are criticising Gyökeres. He's got nothing to play off. He's got no link-up play, no one near him, no sustained possession in dangerous areas. Everything's congested. We're defending, hoping for a bit of luck, and the luck never came. The actual unfortunate luck comes, but some people would say we sort of shot ourselves in the foot by starting Kepa. Now, I said on Deludaguna's channel, shouts out CJ Deludaguna, I said he should start Kepa, only because I just think it wouldn't make sense to start him in every round. You start him in the semi-final. He's played his part. You know he's not going to play in the league or the Champions League. I can understand having a cup goalkeeper. Maybe it's my football manager ways, my influence. I don't mind having a second keeper who's there for the cups. I don't mind it. But maybe he should have started Raya. Maybe. I'm not going to blame Arteta for Kepa's starting. I get it. I get it from a squad harmony point of view. The goalkeeping team is basically a Spanish contingent. Iñaki Cana is the coach. He's Spanish. Raya Kepa Spanish. So I can sort of see the loyalty there and sticking with Kepa and keeping the harmony. But a lot of fans argue, forget the harmony. It's about the fans, the club. It's about silverware. And you have a better chance of Raya on the pitch, which is true. And David Raya probably helps us beat the press a bit easier, and you don't have to rely on the likes of Gabriel and Capia, Rice, and Mendy to come deep and get the ball. So I get it. I get it from that point of view. But what Kepa's done on the pitch there, their first goal, I mean, it's poor. It's just poor goalkeeping. Like, David Raya, it took some time for me to be convinced by David Raya, but he is a very good goalkeeper. He's world class for me, one of the best in the league, if not the world. I think he should be Spain's number one over Unai Simon. I think he will at the World Cup. That's how highly I rate David Raya. So in hindsight, if I'm being ruthless, if I'm being a savage, I'm starting Raya. Maybe I was too nice. I didn't think Kepa had been that bad for us. But what he done yesterday was shambolic. He took Doku out. Maybe you could say we got lucky. The defenders were in there covering because in another day you might get a red card. He was probably too wide, and it's maybe a good foul in the end. But he wasn't great yesterday, Kepa. I don't know if the occasion got to him, the pressure got to him, but something got to him, and it's not good enough. Not good enough. He's not helped himself because we're still in the FA Cup. I think Kepa will continue to play in the cup games in the FA Cup. And now there's just pressure on him. Now, pressure makes diamonds, but it can also burst pipes. And I don't know how Kepa's going to react to this. I'm not sure if he's cut out for this top level. He was at Chelsea, signed as the most expensive keeper in the world. I'm pretty sure he still is the most expensive keeper in the world. He couldn't hack it at that level. Goes to Bournemouth, has a great season at Bournemouth with the likes of Dean Hoyce in there. And I forget their other centre-back. They had Senesi. They obviously had Kirkes. They had a good team, Bournemouth. And he was part of that defence that was good, that saw Real Madrid buy a 19-year-old centre-back. So, but when you come to the top level and you're at the top clubs, when all the eyes are on you, all the pressure, if you're at Bournemouth and you make a mistake, he might have made mistakes and none of us would have seen it because he plays for Bournemouth, with all due respect. You just don't see it unless they're playing against big teams because the media don't make a thing about it. You get away with it. But as you can see, he's not getting away with it here. Now, this feels a bit savage, but we'll go through the team. Martin Zubimendi. Another Spaniard. I mean, look, if his name was Martin, I don't know, Smith, would he be rated as high as he is? Probably not. But because he's Spanish and he's got that twang, in my head, we've been duped a little bit. I'm one of them. Shouts out my cousin JT. He said to me he's not having Zubimendi in pre-season. I'm thinking, what is this guy sin? I almost started doubting his ball knowledge, but maybe he knows more than me because I don't know what Zubimendi does. I'm not even sure he's bad, but he doesn't always turn up in these big games, if any. I don't think he's turned up in any. To be fair to Zubimendi, he does slip Havertz in for that chance. I think that's gone under the radar. It's a great chance that he creates there, first time. And maybe we're profiling Zubimendi wrong. Maybe in the English game in the Premier League, where it's a little bit more physical, Zubimendi will excel more closer to the opposition box. You look at Rodri, who Zubimendi was sort of compared to, and those comparisons have stopped pretty quick because I think we all know they're different players. With Rodri, he's got the brain of a classic, typical Spanish controlling midfielder. But he's got the physicality to cover ground, do the defensive work. He's big, he's a presence. Zubimendi's not the smallest, but he doesn't carry presence that the likes of Declan Rice carry, or Rodri, or even like a Semenyo, or I could even say Saka. They got that physical presence. I just don't think Zubimendi has it. But then you look at someone like Bernardo Silva, the way he impacts games. He's everywhere. He's constantly battling, fighting. Maybe that's more Zubimendi's role in this team, a more similar role to a Bernardo Silva. Someone who's in and around, just popping up here, then everywhere. Man City's second goal comes from Bernardo Silva challenging for a header with Saliba. He's a very good player, Bernardo Silva. And with Zubimendi, maybe we need to change his role in the team. I just look at it and I worry Zubimendi and Rice aren't it together. And maybe this is reactionary. I don't know. That's why I sort of wanted to give myself some time. But I don't know. I just don't get it for them. Unless they have Eze in there. And I could say Odegaard, but they've been criticised when it's been Odegaard, Rice and Zubimendi. I think they need someone like a Eze to play with them. Someone who can take the ball off the cuff. He shoots. He hits it from long range. I think that's what they need, is a bit more of a maverick. Because then it frees them up. It takes less responsibility of them. With Havertz starting, I don't think they had the freedom to sort of move as much. I think Havertz was very much playing an attacking role. So, yeah, Zubimendi, his first year, I'm still backing him. I still think he'll be a good signing. He's at a good age. I think he's 26 or 27. So he's at a good age to sort of still improve. But he's hitting his peak. And he needs to hit it fast. Now, we'll save Saka until after this. I'm going to join these two together, Havertz and Gyökeres. Gyökeres, I'm a big fan of Gyökeres. If you've watched my videos or watched me elsewhere, you know I wanted Gyökeres. I think he's a good player, Gyökeres, but in games like yesterday, he's so reliant on service that if he doesn't have service, he's absent. But what I find interesting is Erling Haaland was also very absent from the game yesterday for City. Saliba pretty much manhandled him. He was all over him. He pretty much had him in his pocket, if we're honest. I don't remember Haaland getting any joy against Saliba. He pretty much, it was just them two battling. But what City do have is the likes of Shirky, Semenyo, Doku, Bernardo Silva, who I mentioned. These players who can create things out of nothing. Nico O'Reilly and Nunes at fullback. I look at Ben White, nowhere near as mobile as he used to be. You can just tell. Nketiah, I rate, but he's not like Nico O'Reilly. Calafiori is more in that Nico O'Reilly build. So I think City set up a bit more attacking and had more offensive thinking players. And I think Gyökeres suffers when he's in a team that doesn't have offensive thinking players. I think part of the reason he improved when Eze's been playing is because he's very attack minded and they link up well together. Madueke the same. And I just worry. I worry that Gyökeres might not fit into our team. But then Erling Haaland. I mean, the difference with Erling Haaland is he scores. He's pretty much guaranteed 25, 30 goals. I think 30 is probably safe a season. So with Haaland, you can sort of accept it. If Gyökeres isn't going to hit them kind of numbers, it becomes a problem. So, and with Havertz, I think Havertz isn't fit. He just doesn't look the same. Even how he keeps getting subbed off, I'm just not convinced Havertz is fully fit, which concerns me. It makes me think, will he ever be fully fit? But attack is something we need to look at. Gabriel Jesus comes off the bench, doesn't do much, if anything. He's got to go. We need to revamp the attack, man. And partly why also, I sort of mentioned it there, Leandro Trossard and Saka. Now, I was the bad guy. I'm not doing the told you so thing because it's not that bad, but this was the reason I wanted to move Trossard on in the summer. Because I just knew he wasn't that level anymore. I'm not sure if Trossard ever was that level of title-winning left winger or a Champions League winning left winger. He's just not that good, and that's okay. He's a good player. He's not that good. Martinelli's not that good. Madueke's not that good. I'm not sure Havertz and Gyökeres are either, even though Havertz has scored a Champions League winning goal. I'm not sure anymore with injuries and whatever. But Trossard, he's just not it anymore, people. And it's sad because a lot of people like him, but I'm not having him anymore. It wasn't his fault for yesterday, but he didn't do anything. I don't think he helped threaten City. I don't think Man City players were looking at Trossard with fear. I don't remember Trossard getting past Nunes once. He just doesn't. I don't think he's physical enough for us to have him in the team anymore. Bukayo Saka, I'm concerned. My last video I had on the channel actually was after the first leg of Leverkusen, and I titled it, I'm worried about Saka. I'm still worried. He's lost so much physical power. It doesn't make sense to me. Saka used to be able to just put his body in his arm in front of an opposition player, roll them, go in between players, little two-touch, create a separation and shoot. He can't even do that anymore. Saka's struggling to create the separation for a shot. I'm worried we've run him into the ground. I really am. International break. Give him 2 weeks off. I know he's not going to play. Tuchel said that the players involved in the cup final won't be playing in the first friendly. But for me, just don't play Saka. I think he just needs 2 or 3 weeks off. No football. I believe Southampton's our first game back. Don't start him in that. Save him for the Champions League. That's what I would do. I think Saka just needs some time to breathe, just to reset, rest those legs. He's played so much football. I'm not giving up on Saka yet. I still believe in him. I've seen a lot of people online sort of slating him, saying he's done, he's finished, he's washed at this level. I'm not having it. I'm not having that Bukayo Saka's washed at 24. However, my stipulation was always the contract. I'm happy for Saka to get a contract. I think he's earned to be the highest paid player. He's earned a long deal. I'd keep him at the club forever if I could. And I think he could, to be fair. I think he's more likely to stay forever than not, especially with that contract. But for me, Saka, we love him, but he hasn't delivered us a trophy. He hasn't. He hasn't delivered us a big trophy. He's going to be part of the team, hopefully, that can deliver us our first league title in 22 years. And then you say, well done. But my worry is Saka's sort of completed the journey without completing it. He's got the big bumper contract. He's the name of the club, the franchise, the face of it. But he still hasn't got us over the line. There's still a chance we don't win the league, people. I've gone quite confident and I think we will. But there's still a chance we don't. And I just worry, have we taken a little bit of hunger out of Saka? Have we put a little bit too much gas in his head? I don't know. Maybe. We're all human. Saka's not perfect. He is prone to ego, to money, to how it changes people. Money changes people. I'm not saying it has with Saka, but I do just worry with him, the way he is physically and this new contract. It's just a bad combination. So hopefully Saka finds his fitness back. He gets back to his level, which is top. And then it's not a problem, but could be a problem. Could be a problem. Lastly, 2 more players I just want to chat about. This is a longer video than I thought, but this is why I had to take some time. It might have been longer yesterday. Saliba doesn't put a foot wrong. So good. I sort of mentioned him with Erling Haaland. Quality performance yesterday. He deserved a trophy at the end of it, Saliba. Just a shame his teammates were nowhere to be seen. But William Saliba, he goes under the radar because he's quite quiet, humble. Gabriel scores the headers. Gabriel gets a lot of the props. But Saliba, for me, he's the one. Gabriel leads it. He's important. I think his presence helps Saliba. But Saliba at his best, there's not many better centre-backs today in the world. Big up William Saliba. So glad he signed that contract. We need to keep him for as long as possible. Declan Rice, I just need a bit more. I don't think he had a bad game. I actually think he was helping defensively, but that's the problem. There was a chance when Rice was bursting forward. He had Trossard on his left. He wasn't running in behind, which is the problem with Trossard. He can't run in behind. But Rice tries to feed it in. Trossard hasn't run, and it just goes out of play. I actually blame Rice for that. You can see Trossard isn't going to make that run in behind. So you've got an option. You've got 2 options. Give it to Trossard or try and fashion a shot. He does neither. He just kicks the ball out of play. Declan, you are that guy. Be that guy, Declan. That's all I'm going to say. You can't hit them 2 free kicks against Real Madrid and not have another big moment against a big team. We need it again. Rice is that guy. Sometimes I'm just not sure if Rice knows it. Because he's quite a nice, humble guy. He's a good guy. But you are that guy, Rice. Trust me. You just got to show it sometimes. So big up Declan Rice. I think he can hold his head up a little bit. But Eze, how could I forget? Eze being injured. Eze was injured before the final. Wasn't in the lineup. Not in the squad. That's a worry. He's pulled out of the England squad. There's rumours he's out for 4 to 5 weeks. Hopefully not. We need Eze for the running. We need Timber back. We need Odegaard back. Marino's out for the season. And can we see more Lewis Skelly? Let's see more Lewis Skelly. I refuse to believe a player of his ability and composure last season has vanished. Like this, I thought this was the year Lewis Skelly makes his name, but something's not right there. And who knows what it is, but it's a sad case that. But yeah, man, another trophy gone. People were talking about the quad. I never thought the quad was realistic, to be honest. It's just almost, well, it's never happened. It's never happened. So I just never saw it happening. Treble, don't really care. All I care about is the league now. Everything else is a bonus. FA Cup bonus. Champions League is more than a bonus. I guess it's historic, but the Premier League is pivotal because of the lead we have, because of the history. You have to go and win the league, boys. You have to. There's really no excuse now. And especially because of yesterday's performance, you have to turn up, win the league. You cannot let Pep and these man do it. Look at Shirky. Shirky, I love Shirky. I'll be honest. I'm not mad at the keepy uppies. Look, part of the beautiful game. Bring it back. I like it. Bit of showboating. We're playing rubbish. Do it more. Do it more. Ben White took him out. I like that. I like both sides of the game. You give, you take. It is what it is. But we got to do better. We obviously go to the Etihad. I now want to win that game. A draw is not good enough for me. But obviously, if you win the league, you don't really care, do you? But yeah, I just want these boys to go and beat City. Go and show people that we are the best team. None of this, we're just rolling over the line in a poor season. Because the narrative starts to look true. And I'm fighting the battle. I don't think it is true. I think the quality of the league's improved overall. The average has gone up. I don't think teams have gotten worse. I just think the gap between the top and the bottom shrunk. So let's go and put them rumours to bed. Win the league. We've got 2 weeks off international break, and then it's the final chance for the season, man. So it's a shame, people. It's a shame, but the season's still there. We can still make this a good season. And yeah, I think we will. But that's it from me, people. I'm done ranting. I'm done getting it off my chest. I feel a little bit better already. 2 weeks off, international break, come back, Premier League, FA Cup bonus, Champions League super bonus. But let's see. Thank you for watching, people. Make sure to like, subscribe to my channel. Road to 700 subscribers. We got to 600. Let's hit 700, then 8, then 9, and then 1,000, and then we're cooking. So yeah, please subscribe. Really helps. Means a lot, people. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.